Have you ever felt like you were just in the wrong place and that you weren't making much of a difference where you were at, and perhaps you needed to be somewhere else to really make a difference? I know I felt that at one point in my ministry here at Southridge. See, in one season here at Southridge, I was serving as the associate pastor, but I knew God had called me to preach, and I wasn't getting to do a lot of that. So I was convinced I was just in the wrong place and needed to go and find the right place that I was supposed to be so I could really start doing what God had called me to do. But God never opened up a new opportunity. Through it all, it was just like He was telling me to stay put and make a difference right where I was. It was so confusing because I was convinced that I was in the wrong place. I imagine in some ways, this is how Joseph must have felt. He had these dreams and visions from God about the greatness that God had in store for him. But here he finds himself in prison and in a foreign nation. I would imagine that Joseph's thinking, I'm in the wrong place. I don't belong here. I was destined for greatness, and here I am wasting away in a place that doesn't feel like it's for me. But what we read in our passage today is that Joseph could have allowed these feelings of being in the wrong place to be an excuse to just do nothing and not help others. But instead of being frustrated about where he was and the fact that he wasn't in the place he thought that he should be, he made the most of his opportunity and served others in that prison. And because of that, he rose through the ranks and eventually made the connection that would lead to him ultimately getting where he needed to be. See, if Joseph had just put his head down and worried about himself and pouted about where he was, he might not have ever gotten out of that jail. But because he was focused on making the most of the season he was in the place that he was in, God used that as the very thing that led him to a new season. And frankly, this is what happened in my story too. I just stayed faithful and served however I could. And eventually that led to a new position and to a new season. So maybe today you're listening to this and in some area of your life you're not quite where you wish that you were. Look around. Perhaps God has something for you in that season to accomplish that might lead to your next season that He has for you. Make the most of wherever you're at and leave the rest up to God. He has good in store for you. He simply wants you to stay faithful and look for ways to help others around you right where you are.